News 46. Local coverage you can count on. Pahrum's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
Welcome to News 46's Week in Review, your #1 source for local news. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Last Friday at approximately 11 a.m., Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies and detectives were dispatched to a convenience store located at Pahrump Valley Boulevard and Mann Street due to a suspicious man who had allegedly approached a female customer outside the store and identified himself as an undercover cop from Las Vegas. Although the man was wearing plain clothes and did not show any form of identification nor a badge, he began to question the woman and ask if she had any marijuana on her. The extremely frightened woman entered the store with the man following her inside. Once inside, he addressed the store clerk, identified himself once again as a police officer, and asked the employee if the woman was causing trouble. The suspect then ordered the female customer outside the store, where he questioned her further for personal information and did not allow her to leave for a brief period of time. The store clerk called the Nye County Sheriff's Office to report what had occurred, after which the suspect left on a bicycle. Nye County Sheriff's Office Deputy Fancher, who was near the area at the time, was dispatched and located the suspect nearby. The suspect was identified as 54-year-old Earl Cope from Pahrump, who had subsequently admitted to impersonating a police officer while accosting the female customer at the store. During the investigation, it was discovered that the suspect was under the influence of alcohol at the time of the incident and was found riding a bicycle in the roadway in that condition. Cope was arrested on the following charges: 2 counts of impersonating a police officer, 1 count of second-degree kidnapping, and 1 count of intoxicated person in the roadway. Mr. Cope was booked at the Nye County Detention Center, where he is being held on $25,637 bail. Anyone with information pertaining to this case is urged to contact the Nye County Sheriff's Office at 751-7000. One man was injured last week on North Highway 160 in the town of Johnny. A single vehicle rollover here on northbound Highway 160, actually in Johnny. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue arrived on scene along with Nye County Sheriff's deputies who blocked the roadway for Mercy Air to land on scene.
Single vehicle rollover was discovered by some passing motorists. Unknown downtime as far as the accident time frame. But upon arrival, we found a vehicle that sustained serious damage from a rollover mechanism. We found one patient entrapped in the vehicle. As you can see, it was actually quite a bit off of the roadway, which added to some of our challenges with the extrication, taking the equipment out, cutting a fence so we could gain a good access, get the gurney, etc. Sustained some what appears to be some critical injuries. Mercy Air was brought into the scene. The patient was subsequently transferred to their care en route to a trauma.
What kind of equipment did we use to get him out of that vehicle?
There was a number of makeshift aids and tools, hand tools used to get him out. More was a precautionary measure from the medical standpoint. But all in all, everything went pretty well tonight.
He was combative.
He was challenging as far as the extrication, yes.
All right, and I know that Nevada Highway Patrol is investigating. We had Rescue 15 come up on scene as well.
Yes, we have our rescue engine, which was on the first initial dispatch, as well as a medic unit. When we found out that we had entrapment, it automatically adds our heavy rescue to the assignment, as well as myself.
And that was the only occupant of this vehicle?
That's our understanding. However, we're going to do a secondary search of the immediate area just to make sure.
Well, Nevada Highway Patrol is investigating the cause of this accident. The occupant and driver of this vehicle was transported to UMC Trauma Center, sustaining serious injury. This is Deanna O'Donnell in Johnny on Highway 160 for News 46. Still more local news to come when News 46's News in Review returns. Stay with us.
Pahrum's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
The Artesia Clubhouse was the venue for this year's Republican Women's Fashion Show to benefit local charities. Sunday, the Republican women held their 25th annual fashion show here at the Artesia Clubhouse. We're going to speak to Renee Goodhart.
Well, it's our annual fashion show. We've been doing this event for about 25 years now. We raise money for local community events and organizations, Nathan Adelson Hospice, Comfort Care Hospice, the Mamma Van that provides mammograms to women without insurance for free or very little charge. And we provide a senior scholarship every year for a graduating senior from one of the high schools here in Pahrump.
I know we have a lot of businesses that help sponsor this, but the clothes are donated, right? And then people bid on them?
Right. We have lots of local businesses that stepped up and sponsored models. They purchased the outfits and the models are wearing them. And the money will all be donated to local community events then.
Wonderful. And a little bit about the auction items that we have right here.
Well, we tried to support our local businesses, so Sunflower Fashions and Secret Sisters are our primary donors. We did get some things from Las Vegas, Nordstrom's and Chico's, but primarily here in Pahrump. So.
And I know we had a really interesting auctioneer up there. Who is that?
That's Robin Rudolph. So
she did a great job.
She's doing a wonderful job. She's doing a great job raising some money for the community. So,
how many models do we have total? Do you know?
I think we have about 14 different models, and they're each wearing 2 outfits today.
And a wide array of different outfits here.
Wide array of outfits, wide array of ages. I think our youngest was 4 years old, and I think we've had a 90-year-old model as well. So lots of different outfits and ages.
Really lively. How can people join the Republican Women's?
Republican Women, we meet the second Monday of every month, and we're at the Senior Center at 7 p.m., and we're there every month. So you can join us there.
And people can find out more about your charities if they'd like to donate to them as well.
Yeah, they can call me, 702-682-8155. I'd be happy to discuss it with them.
If you would like to find out more information, you can give Renee a phone call, or the second Tuesday of every month at the Senior Center. They meet at 7 p.m. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Southwest Medical Associates held an open house this past Saturday at their location on Calvada.
Well, from 2 to 4 today, we are opening our doors so people can come take a tour, see what services we have, get acquainted with some of our providers, have a little food, have a little good time, answer any questions that you have. We're here to answer those questions for you.
Southwest Medical has been really reaching out to the community to let them know that they're available here, and also bringing in some specialists as well.
That's true. We've made quite an investment. We are committed to the community. We're trying to bring as much access and services as we can to the community right now. I believe we have 7 specialties that we are bringing through the clinic, and we're introducing a lot of new technology as well.
This is a wonderful open house event. Tell me some of the doctors who we have here today.
Let's see. Dr. Bronstein is here with rheumatology. Dr. Allen is here with GYN. Dr. Yu is here with internal medicine and family medicine. Let's see. Who else have I seen? Dr. Dowd with cardiology as well is here today.
This is a great event. I know we just opened a clinic at Walmart as well.
We did. October 24th, we opened our clinic at the Walmart Center. We're open 6 days a week, 10 to 8, and it's on a walk-in basis, no appointment necessary.
Tell me what time we're open here at the Calvada location.
Here we're open 8 to 7, Monday through Thursday, and 8 to 5 on Friday.
Some of the things that we have here is the electronic check-in and the machine. They're handing out the cards. Tell me about that.
Well, we have an electronic check-in at our kiosk. It's called our Touchpoint kiosk, and we're doing priority access cards where we take your picture. It's an identification card with just your identifying number. You can use it for auto check-in at the kiosk. You just scan it like in a scanner, and it reads your number and it checks you in. It lets you sign your confidentiality statement. It takes your co-payment. It arrives you, lets the nurse know you're here, and you don't have to stand in line.
Exactly. What a wonderful thing. What's the phone number here for people to make appointments? And tell me what kind of insurances you guys also accept.
727-6400 is our number. And we accept Senior Dimensions, Health Plan of Nevada, United Healthcare Products, Medicare, Medicaid, TRICARE, Culinary, and the school district insurance.
And of course, Southwest Medical is here on Calvada. If you need to make an appointment, you can make an appointment here, or you can also go to the one at Walmart. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. We speak to podiatrist Dr. Beck from Healthcare Partners.
Yeah, I do. I'm limited to the foot and ankle. That's all I do. And so I'm a podiatrist. Anybody that has any problems of the foot and ankle, whether it's from the skin to the bones, that's what I do. So ingrown toenails to broken ankles, I do everything like that.
You get a lot of business out here?
Sure, we have a lot of demand for patients in Pahrump. There's not a whole lot of specialists that have been in Pahrump up until now, and so certainly there's a lot of demand, and we're trying to bring our specialists out here to make it a little bit more convenient, a little bit nicer for the patients in the Pahrump, so we have better access to care, and we can kind of deal with things before they become big problems, especially in regards to our diabetic patients and our senior patients who, if they don't have the access to care, they can have some pretty severe consequences, so we want to make sure those things are taken care of.
It's often said that when your feet hurt, everything hurts. I mean, this is such a needed profession out here. And like you said, with diabetes.
Sure. Well, anybody can have sore feet, and pain is not normal. Everybody thinks, well, my feet hurt, that's normal. But it's not. Pain's our body's way to tell us that something's wrong. So if you're having consistent pain, anybody can, go for a long walk and maybe have some achy feet. That's okay. But if you're having consistent pain, there's probably something that we can do about it. And you don't just have to suffer. With our diabetics, sometimes the problem with them is they don't have any pain at all. That's part of the disease. They can get diabetic neuropathy where they lose sensation in their feet. And those are the patients that are at risk for having open sores that we call diabetic foot ulcers. And those can become infected, lead to hospitalizations and surgeries and amputations, and those are the most serious consequences of diabetes. We really want to do our best to prevent those.
And the circulation of the feet, do you as a doctor, you check for that, and is that a common complaint?
Of course, yeah. So in all of our senior patients, and the risk factors for circulation problems are, diabetes and smoking, which there's plenty of both. But that's something we assess on every visit for every patient. And there's some really nice new techniques and technologies out there that we can use to help to improve circulation. And so we're trying to do better at identifying that and improving it also early and before we get into what we call critical limb ischemia, where toes start to turn black or wounds won't heal or things like that. So we don't have to do amputations and big surgeries. We can try and prevent that and do a little bit better.
Is there symptoms that come from the feet that are telling other things that are going in your body going on?
There are some little signs. Not a whole lot. There are some things, there's manifestations of systemic diseases like diabetes. There's manifestations of other diseases, especially skin problems, psoriasis or other kinds of autoimmune diseases. Rheumatoid arthritis affects the feet a lot. So there's definitely a lot of things in the feet that are part of other systemic diseases.
And Petrick Park will be full of dancing, drumming, and colorful costuming this weekend at the Pahrump Powwow. This weekend is the 13th annual Pahrump Powwow. This event is something you don't want to miss because it is beautiful with the colors, the drumming, and all of the vendors that are going to be there. We're going to speak to Paula Elefante and John Whitefeather.
Yes, it is. I am just, it's like, oh my God, it's powwow time in Pahrump. I'm really excited and I can't wait. But you know what I'm most excited about? We have Aztec dancers coming back.
Wow. That's fantastic. Yeah. Beautiful colors, beautiful dancing.
Yes, and the peacock feathers in their headdresses are just absolutely incredible.
Amazing. This is so much fun. They're at Petrick Park. Tell me, John, a little bit about yourself.
I'm Blackfoot from Alberta, Canada, and I've been this is my first year on the powwow committee.
Wow.
And just having a real good time at it. Really into it.
Are you out in Pahrump now?
Yes, I am. I've been here since 1991.
Wonderful. This is going to be so great. Tell me a little bit about, are you going to be performing?
No, I'm just on the committee trying to hold the thing together and following orders from my boss here.
Well, the committee and the powwow has come together so well. How many dancers are we looking at this year?
I'm really not sure, but just after I arrived here, I got a call from a gentleman from Pocatello, Idaho, and his children are dancers, and they're going to come down for the weekend. And it's really exciting that we get dancers and drums and vendors from all over the Southwest. I mean, there's one vendor that's on his way here now from Galveston, Texas. Yeah. And so we're really blessed that we've been building a really solid reputation for a good powwow, a good friendly powwow. This year, though, it'll be kind of somber because Joe Morris, the Navajo code talker, who's been here many times, we lost him this year. And so we're going to take time to remember and honor Joe.
Wow. That is really really a devastating thing to hear about, because I know that he was a main part of the powwows, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. And many people here, especially the local Marines, the oorah guys, they've come out often and had pictures taken with Joe and shared swap stories between World War II and Vietnam, and so it's really kind of it'll be lonely without him.
This is really an event like no other here in Pahrump, where we do get people from all over. People who go to powwows and perform in powwows really do travel to go to them. It's really something that brings in the tourist.
Yeah, there's actually a circuit that a lot of people will follow. And you're right, this is the only event held in this town that relies 100% on bringing people in. Our vendors will be set up so you can come start your holiday shopping. And then on Saturday morning, we have that diabetes walk, and registration's at 8. Then between 9 and 11, we'll have some ceremonies and some recognitions.
And of course, we'll see you down there at the Pahrump Powwow this weekend, and definitely join that diabetes walk on Saturday morning at 8 a.m. at Petrick Park, and we'll see you down there at the powwow. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. We're so proud of the performance that Pahrump Valley High School's band performed at Sierra Vista High School this past weekend. I'm here in the music department at Pahrump Valley High School, where over 200 kids every day learn about music, singing in choir, and the Pahrump Valley High School band. This past weekend, Pahrump Valley High School took a little trip to Las Vegas to Sierra Vista High School, where the band performed in a competition. We're going to speak to music director David Tomasini.
The band did a phenomenal job. We woke up at 6:45 in the morning and we bussed into Sierra Vista High School, and they performed at 9:15 in front of a panel of 7 judges and an audience, and they did a phenomenal job. We received an excellent rating, which would be a 4 out of 5, which was a huge step because this was the first time the band went to a competition in at least 4 years.
And excellent. They started at okay, or poor, okay, good, excellent. Tell me.
We were a little nervous there. It started off at poor, needs improvement, good, excellent, and then superior. And I'm really happy that we got the excellent, because that's a sign that we have a lot to work on and that we have so much more that we can improve upon for next year.
Pahrump Valley High School band, I have to say, held their own. Definitely, they're amazing. The sound was really fantastic too, as well. And and your guys' floor show. How many bands competed?
Oh boy, there was about 15 bands that competed. There were bands from Colorado, Utah, California. Several bands traveled in from outside of the Nevada area. So it was a big competition to go to.
What was the preparation like?
Oh, the preparation, we started in August 14th, and it was like pulling teeth because so many students had never been to a competition. So it was trying to show them what that experience is like and trying to prepare them for something they've never done before is just a lot of work. It's an eye-opening experience, and we had our moments, but we pulled through.
I know that their vision all came together once they actually got to see the other bands perform as well and understood what purpose you guys had.
Absolutely. In fact, that's what we've been spending these last 2 days since we returned from the competition, is just dreaming of how great we can make next year become. And we're stealing ideas and we're collaborating and we're doing everything we can do to really grow and make this program better.
Is there some things that the band could use that would make the performance better, especially for competitions like this? Because I know that there were some outstanding uniforms, outstanding props there as well.
Yes. The first thing that we could use is funding so that we could hire more staff, which would be really nice so I don't have to do it all alone. We would like to have funding so that we can have props. We'd like more equipment for guard. We had enough to sustain about 9 members in our guard, and we'd like to get to at least 25 to 30. We just want to keep building and expanding.
You should be so proud of your Pahrump Valley High School band. The performance was amazing. And we, of course, will be showing that on YouTube in its entirety. If you would like to see it, you can go to KPVM's YouTube page. If you would like to donate or help the band, they are in dire need. It's a wonderful thing to help our local high school here. If you would like to do that, you can call 727-7737 and ask for David Tomasini. This is Deanna O'Donnell at Pahrump Valley High School for News 46. And once again, Pahrump Valley High School came in 4th in that competition, just 1 mark from 3rd, where they would have went on to the finals. What a great job, guys. Electa Hewitt was 53 years old when she succumbed to cancer November 6th of last year. She lived in Pahrump for 10 years. She was also an active member of the Seroptimists, as well as other numerous event committees in the community. She is also the daughter of Claudette Crooks, who owns CC's Beauty Salon, and she's the proud mother of a special needs child. An award has been named in her honor. The first recipient received the Electa Hewlett Award this past weekend. Electa Hewitt was 52 years old and a mother of a special needs child. Today, the Seroptimists gave an award, the first annual, for Electa Hewlett for a mother of a special needs child. We're going to speak to some of the members of the Seroptimists.
The Seroptimist International Pahrump Valley is an organization that looks at the community, assesses its needs, and develops programs to help address those needs. So as a result of looking at our community, and in honor of one of our members, Electa Hewlett, who passed away about a year ago. Sorry, you know we can't talk when we talk about that. Who was the parent of a special needs child. We developed the Electa Hewlett Award to honor a mother or female caregiver who is addressing the joys and challenges of raising a child with special needs. The program's called Reaching for the Stars.
I know that the Seroptimist has several awards for women who are raising kids, who are going back to school and everything. This is a special one. Are we going to be doing this every year?
Yes, this is a yearly event. Dina Erdag came up with the concept, and we developed it from that, and we sat down and formed a committee. And this will be, we're the only club doing it because Electa was one of our sisters, and we wanted to make sure that everybody in the community would remember what a wonderful gal she was, excuse me, and what a wonderful mom of a special needs child she was.
It's a wonderful thing. I know that Stacy won the award today. Tell me a little bit about what did she get?
Stacy got a gift basket from CC's Beauty Zone. CC is the mom of Electa Hewlett, and she also got a check for $300. And we got, the most important part from our perspective is we got to read the stories of 3 of the women who applied. And it's a way of outreaching into the community and letting them know the challenges that these moms, whether it's a mom or a grandma, have to come up against, and what it is that they have to do, and all the challenges that they have raising their special needs children. And ironically, we think of how difficult it is, they all find it a blessing.
That's really true. How can people help donate to the Seroptimists and things like this, like the Electa Hewlett Award?
Well, number one, we would invite them to become members of the Seroptimist organization, and we do have a web page, SIPV60.org. You can go there, or you can go to the Seroptimist, just Google it. It'll take you to the international page, and there's a link to our local page on there. We do meet the first Tuesday of each month at 5:30 up at the Charleston Peak Clubhouse at the winery. Or they can contact any one of the Seroptimist members that you'll see us around town involved in so many different activities. We would love to have donations, or just come be a member and help us if you can't provide financially. All of the work we do is volunteer, so we can always use the help, and you'll find the camaraderie, the joy, the rewards, and seeing a difference made in your community. That's what Seroptimist is all about.
More with News 46's News and Review. Stay tuned.
Pahrump's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
Welcome back to News 46. You have 12 locations to choose from for your convenience. The Rotarians have placed angel trees all around town. Here at American First National Bank is one of these. It's an angel tree, something that the Rotary Club here has been doing for over 10 years to help some needy kids have a wonderful Christmas. We're going to speak to Julie, Kathy, and Lois.
It's our annual Pahrump Valley Giving Day for our Rotary Club. We have Lois, our current president, here, and Kathy and I. We're representing Rotary today. It's our annual kickoff of our adoption, and we have many locations. I believe there's 12 this year for the angel trees. So the angels are up for adoption and ready for you to make a dream come true for a child this year.
This is a wonderful thing that the Rotary does. How many years have we been doing this, Lois?
Over 10 years. This is Rotary's way of giving back to the community and the children that won't be able to have a Christmas.
This is so great. I know that Allstate has a location as well.
We do. We're in the Albertson Shopping Center, and please come by and make some kid's dream come true, because it means everything to them for Christmas.
What kind of items are we looking for?
Some of the children have asked for the simplest things as clothing items. Other ones would like a Barbie or a bike. There's different ages, so whatever kind of child, male or female or young or old that you would like, you'll be able to find a child that fits your needs and somebody you'd like to shop for. And we'd like to encourage people, come by and get your angel before Black Friday, so you can go out and get all the good buys and things for the toys and be able to save yourself some money on your shopping as well.
The kids actually fill out kind of what they would like on these actual pieces of paper that are on the trees, right?
Their wish list.
That's correct. It's their wish list, and they give you detailed items of exactly what they want. So you can pick your angel. The earlier you pick one, the more choice you get.
And how many kids do we have this year?
About 150.
So this is going to be fantastic. All these locations, of course, we'll be telling everybody what all the locations are. For more information, who can they contact?
They can call me, 775-513-0960 if you miss some of the locations, or if somebody would just like to donate and have us shop for them for a child, we can do that as well.
Oh, that's a wonderful thing to do, too.
Absolutely. It makes it life easier. If you don't have time, pick an angel, just give us the cash and we'll go out and shop for the kid. Absolutely.
One of the locations that we're standing in right now is
American First National Bank, formerly First International Bank, and we are here ready to serve you. Do what you need to do.
If you would like to find out more about the angel tree, you can, of course, give Julie a call at 513-0960, or you can stop by many of the 12 locations, and I'm going to read them off for you right now. That's right here at American First National Bank, Nevada State Bank, Floyd's Ace Hardware, Roy Mankins Allstate, Brian Strain Farmers Insurance, Desert View Hospital, Big O Tire, Tomasino's Restaurant, Sayada Trudeau, and All Creatures Animal Hospital, Prump Family Dental, and of course Allstate Insurance with Kathy, who we're speaking to there. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Since the closing of the Bob Roode Community Center over 1 year ago because of heavy rain damage and mold, the Community Center Task Force has been hard at work deciding if the building at the corner of Highway 160 and Basin could be salvaged. The decision to have the roof, interior, and mold rectified has been a process. We speak to one task force member, Butch Clendenin.
Well, the task force has been working hard in cooperation with the town staff to get the community center open as soon as possible. The town board just approved at the last meeting the monies to complete the remediation of the mold and the completion of the interior to bring it up to where we could open up the task force, and they're shooting for as soon as possible. We're hoping before Christmas. That's what we're shooting for. We're being optimistic in that, but we're hoping that it gets done as soon as possible.
There were some issues at your last meeting. What was that about?
Well, there, including myself, there were some people that were upset at the meeting because it came forth on the town board agenda, and the numbers that we had been being quoted all along that were available through the insurance company were completely wrong. The information was wrong. Everything, all the information that was given to us was wrong, and so all the recommendations from the task force to the town board as far as the numbers and where they were coming from and everything else, those ended up being wrong. We had concerns at the beginning because we could get nothing in writing from the town staff and the town manager, which is always a concern to me. I'm sort of a stickler. I like to have numbers. I like to do things correct. When I report things to the town board, I like to report to the correct information. And it all came up in less than 24 hours when we got the agenda, saw what was going on. We tried to figure out where all these numbers come, because they were completely different than what the task force had been given for the last, since we've been dealing with for the last almost 5 months, a little over 4 months. So there were many members of the task force concerned, including myself.
So right now it looks like we might be actually getting the insurance payment to get this started?
Well, there was we initially were told a quote of 43,000, and we could do anything what we wanted with it. Now we're being told it's around 23,000, and it's going to cover only the painting, the insulation, and the drywall on the inside, and not the remediation. You know, I personally have concerns about those issues. If they're paying for the inside, I think they should pay for the remediation also. That's my opinion. You know, I haven't read verbatim the insurance. I know that in the new 2011 insurance that we have hazardous waste rider or hazardous material rider, which in my opinion would include mold. Now in 2010 when we had this issue, I didn't know, I'm not sure if we had that rider or not. So you know, these are concerns, you know, if they're supposed to pay for it, I'd like them to. If they're not, then you know, that's what it is. The main thing is to get the center open for the public as soon as possible.
There was a fundraiser this past week for Dream Chaser Horse Rescue at the Concerned Citizen for a Safe Community building.
Yeah, we're having a fundraiser here at the CCSC building for Dream Chaser Ranch. Diane Davis runs the horse rescue. You know, things are tough out there, and we did this spaghetti dinner for a fundraiser. She's asking for donations, for help, adoptions. She has horses ready to adopt. We have 2 of them back here now. Adoptions fees are extremely reasonable. She's always willing for waiting for donations of hay. She can use help out there at the ranch. We'll let people sponsor the horses, come out and pet them, ride them, take care of them. They can stay there on property, or like I said before, she's open to adoption. She actually has about 31 horses now. She was up to 39. It runs about $100 a day just to feed the horses, let alone all the effort to take care of them. So that's what the spaghetti dinner was for. I want to give her a number. It's 775-513-0945. It's Diane Davis, and anything that the people could help around here would be certainly appreciated.
And a little soul may be good for your soul.
Project Soul is a national, possibly international group that gets people's gently used shoes and passes them on to other people. So it's not recycling in the sense it's made into a new product. So that's why it's gently used. And what Project Soul does is allow other nonprofit groups to partner up with them, and then as they do a shoe collection, then they will pay the organization $2 per pair. So that's a simple fundraiser. A lot of people have old shoes, you know. So then
we have bins around, don't we? Around town, around Pahrump.
That's correct. They're not only here at CCSC, but they also are at Secret Sisters and Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza. So
and people can just drop off their shoes, gently used shoes in those, and it will help who? Who does it benefit?
Okay, the Down Syndrome Organization of Southern Nevada also includes Pahrump and all of Southern Nevada. So the services that they provide could be physical therapy, speech therapy, social programs, going to dances, some at their offices or building, and some out and about. So Cynthia's benefited. I know that the PDOP group here, they've got several young Down syndrome in there, and they benefit from the services as well. So we want to put the word out there. It's dsosn.org. Can look up the information and call them and see how they can benefit in particular.
A new show is debuting right here on KPVM. Here's the host, Doug Brindle, to explain why this show can help our local economy.
Well, you may remember Doug Brindle from News 41 back in the day. He worked here before as one of our news reporters and anchors. We're going to speak to him about his new show right here on KPVM.
It's called What Are You Selling? It's going to air Thursday and Friday afternoons at 12:30, and it's going to focus on how to get the smaller businesses here in Pahrump on television to sell what they want or to announce what they want at a very, very low cost.
This is kind of basically like a classified ad almost.
Yes, it is. There's two formats for the show, and one of them is a classified ad. We put your classified ad up on screen. It stays up there for about 30 seconds. And in addition to the text that's on the ad on screen, you can also provide me with a lot of detailed information that I can read while your ad is up there for 30 seconds. So you really get an in-depth ad for 30 seconds.
This is really a great deal, especially in these hard economic times.
Absolutely. That's why Vern wanted to do it. When I came back to work here about a month ago, he said, you know, I'm sure I have a place for you. I've got a couple of projects I want to do. And this was, I guess, number one on his plate.
There you go. Vern always does reach out to help the businesses in whatever way he can, especially in these times, so that they can get out there so that we can grow a stronger economy here locally.
Yeah, and I have to agree with him because, as we all know, these are tough times, and cash flow being what it is for most businesses, they maybe don't have enough to shell out for a full commercial. This, you don't have to pay for any production costs. It's $50 for a 2-minute appearance on the show and $25 for your classified ad. Your ad is on the show, and we're also going to have a print classified ad at KPVM.TV where people can have their ad also posted. So it's good exposure. You only have a 1-week obligation to it, and very cost effective, as I said.
How important is it in a rural area like Pahrump for businesses to advertise?
It's very important because everything here is so strewn out over such a large area, and a lot of people just don't know what's going on. Again, another thing that we like about this show is that the advertisers can get the word out there and let people know who they are. And there's a lot of people in Pahrump who just aren't familiar with what all's available out there. So we're going to bring a lot of the arts and crafts people to them and a lot of the smaller places. And it's not limited to just the small businesses. A larger business can also do this if they just have maybe a limited time promotion or something that they want to move this week. Give me a call, send me an email, and we'll get you on the show.
So you record it that week, and it airs the same week?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one key thing. We want to point out that it is taped, so don't be afraid to come up and get on the show for 2 minutes. It's taped. We tape on Tuesdays at 11 a.m., and it goes on air the following Thursday and Friday at 12:30.
How do they contact you?
They can get a hold of me by email, doug@kpvm.tv, and put their request in for either an appearance on the show or to put their classified ad in.
And the Calvada Duck Pond is ready to go. With a new cement base, the pond looks better than ever.
The new duck pond is here. The new duck pond is here. We're going to speak to Commissioner Gary Hollis about the new Calvada Duck Pond.
Well, it's been lined with plastic and gun-nighted, so it's ready to be looked at. And
so it looks like a cement.
Yeah, it's a grout cement.
And so we decided to do this instead of what we had before.
Well, we had clay before, and clay's a little less expensive than this, but the commissioners decided that they would go this way, so that's fine.
So tell us what we're going to be doing now from this point.
On the duck pond?
Yes.
Well, hopefully we don't get too many ducks. The ducks is a problem because of the waste that they give off, and that means that it pollutes the water. And if we can't circulate it fast enough, then the water gets stagnant, builds up with nitrates and ammonias, and then that becomes a problem for any fish that we ever put in here.
So we will be putting fish here?
It's possible, yeah, we could.
And so we won't be bringing back the ducks that we originally moved down to the other pond on the south end of town.
No, I don't believe we will. We'll leave them right where they're at. They've got a home now, and we'll leave them there.
And so we're hoping to keep this as clean and as sparkling as it is right now, or at least close to it. I know we have a pump system here too as well.
Yes, we're gonna have a water feature on the far end there, which will pump the water from here up to the water feature, and that will keep the circulation of the pond.
So are we putting any more things on the side areas over here, or is this going to be what?
That'll be up to the commissioners what we do in the future. Things things revolve around what the public brings to us, and then we do other things.
Will this be the water level that we're going to be keeping it at?
As far as I know, that'll be it.
And when do you think we'll be introducing the fish?
I have no idea. We'll talk with the state fish and wildlife people and see if they are willing to put some fish in here.
Wonderful. And so this area can be used now, right? I know we've had a lot of weddings here. We've had parties here.
Sure. You just have to get with building and grounds, and if your project is all right and you have the insurance to have your wedding or your event here, yeah, I mean, that's what this is for. It's for everybody to enjoy, and we want everybody to enjoy it.
This is Deanna O'Donnell in the Calvada Duck Pond for News 46. Firefighters from Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue were honored with the Medal of Valor Award for their efforts in fighting the fire at AmeriGas in August. Fire Chief Scott Lewis gave 5 firefighters their medals at the Pahrump Town Board meeting this past week. In August, AmeriGas had a propane fire. We did a series of reports regarding the danger of that fire and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue's response to it. As you may know, Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Fire Chief Scott Lewis presented 5 of his firefighters with the Medal of Valor. We're going to speak to Chief Lewis.
This is a result of the propane fire that occurred up at the AmeriGas 2 facility on East Charleston Park on August 16th of this year.
Tell me some of the criteria for getting this medal.
Well, we have very specific objectives that are established within the department. I'll read them to you. The first one is outstanding bravery, above and beyond that expected in normal course of duty, where risk of life actually existed, and the firefighters had sufficient time to evaluate the risk. In other words, they understood the risk at the time. It wasn't something that was unknown to them. Where the objective was of sufficient importance to justify the risk, obviously saving the 1 square mile surrounding the facility or plus, depending on the size of the potential explosion. And where the firefighters accomplished the objective, which they clearly did. They extinguished the fire with it, no further extension to the 2 large tanks, and thus there was no explosion that occurred other than the one that precipitated our response.
I know we have 2 30,000-gallon tanks on that property and numerous smaller tanks as well. When you guys went into that fire, I know that you guys had a little discussion about seeing each other on the other side. You were well aware, and we found out later how close we got to actually having a major catastrophe on our hands.
We have been called to that facility on several occasions, not necessarily because of fires, but the fact is there's a burn-off tower there. So excess fuel is regularly burned, and thus you see a flame from Highway 160. So many times we get called for an actual building fire there. In this particular instance, the dispatch was a little bit different. It was relating an explosion and a subsequent burn victim. So we knew we had some kind of event. We just didn't understand at that point what the extent of it was. As we were approaching the scene, we had the only thing that was visible from the street, which we would call Division A, was that burn-off tower. So we really were uncertain as to what we had. We knew we had a burn victim. That patient was being tended to by our crews. Until Engine 4 did a reconnaissance of the property, we did have an audible alarm sounding from the fire flow from the sprinkler systems. So we knew water was flowing, but until they got in the backside and saw what they actually had, that's where we first understood the gravity of the situation. We understood the potential, but didn't know exactly where we were in that process.
It was a hard situation because so many smaller cylinders were on fire or in the vicinity of the fire.
Well, they were leaking, they were on fire, they were moving throughout the facility. Some were leaving with great force. They were extending to areas. There was up to approximately 30,000 individual 20-pound cylinders on that property, as well as the 2 30,000 storage tanks. If anyone recalls the explosion that happened in North Vegas a couple of years ago, that was the magnitude plus a little bit greater because we actually have more product on the facility here.
I know that we've asked people to go online and look at those type of explosions because there is actual video of those. I can't remember the name of what it is that it's called.
Levy. That's a boiling liquid expanding vapor explosion. And really what that is an external flame source or heat source impinging on a vessel. The interior of that vessel with the product continues to expand until such point you have a catastrophic release. And that's really what a BLEVE is. Very dangerous, highly explosive, high-grade forces, takes out a lot of property and damage, and obviously kill many people if it really was a situation that unfolded like that.
Congratulations and thank you to Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue for clearly diverting a catastrophe. And we'll have part 2 of this story next week here on News 46's News and Review. And we want to once again congratulate the Pahrump Valley High School Band for finishing 4th in the band competition Sounds Across the Valley in Las Vegas. 12 schools from various states competed. The top 3 continued into the finals. This was Pahrump Valley High School's first competition in years and the first time for music director David Tomasini. We spoke to him about the upcoming concert and his women's choir. On December 20th, the Pahrump Valley High School Band, the men and women's choir, will be having a holiday performance. The entire community is invited. It's a wonderful way to support your local band and choir. Return, 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 return. Aye, aye, aye,
This is our 76-member women's choir.
This is wonderful. What are we preparing for right now? Are we doing a music concert?
We are preparing for our Christmas concert. We're also just practicing singing independently and singing together to create harmonies. The zombie Halloween performance, well, we got to the school 4 hours before our concert and we put on liquid latex and a lot of makeup.
Oh, I heard about this. I heard about your removal of this.
Yeah, and basically it looks like flesh, and we actually had a true zombie Halloween concert in which all of our members performed in a horrifying way.
There you go. And I know that the latex was a little bit harder to remove than you anticipated.
This is true. Was it hard? Yeah. Maybe we should ask someone.
So tell me, we're doing a Christmas concert. The public is invited. They can come see the choir, can't they?
Yes, so our choir concert is going to be on December 20th at 6:30 in the gym at the high school. We don't charge for tickets, but we always ask for donations. And we are going to be preparing, this is going to be our first Christmas concert in several years, so we're just going to make it the best we can.
This is going to be the band, the men's choir, the women's choir, tell everything.
It's going to be, the drum line will be involved. We'll have our concert band as well as the men's choir, the women's choir, and then we're going to combine together for one giant finale.
This is going to be fantastic. So people can help donate and support the choir, the band, and all of the music arts here at Pahrump Valley High School.
Yes, we'd really appreciate it. You can call and ask for me, David Tomasini. You can email, you can write, you can come in and check out what we're doing. We love having guests and visitors. But yes, we would love any type of support or donations.
Wonderful. Once again, when is the performance going to be here at Pahrump Valley High School?
December 20th, 6:30. That's a Tuesday before Christmas in the gym.
I greet you in peace. Welcome, my friends. I greet you in peace. Welcome, my friends. I greet you in peace. Welcome, my friends. I greet you in peace.
Pahrump Valley High School Band and Choir is in great need of your support. If you would like to help out, give the high school a call at 727-7737 and ask for David Tomasini. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Well, that does it for this edition of News 46's News in Review. We'll see you next week, and we hope that everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving. We want to once again wish PJ, Jason, and my father a very happy birthday. Those are some of the birthdays that happened this week. And if you had one, happy birthday to you, too. Some of the events this weekend include, of course, that powwow and the diabetes walk, which begins at 9 a.m. at Petrock Park. You have to check in by 8, and that is during the powwow as well. We'll see you here next week. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.